Good morning, Albuquerque. It's Thursday, August 24th. I am Fred Slow, alongside me, Van Nunley, and very special guest, Sebastian Noel. Fellas, ESPN will not allow Robert Lee to broadcast collegiate football in any southern state, apparently. Here's the catch, though. Super Asian.
Does that mean the Robert E. Lee from the Dukes of Hazzard? Is that going to be a Honda now?
Welcome to The Claim on ProView Sports Channel 26. The Claim, Albuquerque, New Mexico's newest sports program, starring Fred Slow and Van Nunley. Hang on. In the next 30 minutes, you'll get caught up on what's important, what's happening, and what you should know in the world of sports. Stay tuned. It's time for The Claim.
Welcome back. Good morning again on The Claim. Sebastian Noel joins us, voice of all APS and surrounding region. Anything has microphone will travel. Sebastian Noel joins us on the program. Sebastian, we're going to talk high school football on a beautiful Thursday morning here in Albuquerque because it is that time of year. Lace up your cleats, kids. Remind me to get back into pink equipment before we end the day. I don't get it.
Wait, what?
Kids wear pink.
Are we allowed to talk about that?
Can you not?
Oh, I don't know.
I think we should.
As high school athletics are kicking off, we needed the best coverage in town, and therefore we went to Sebastian Noel. Sebastian, welcome to the program. How are you, my friend?
Well, to be fair, Adam's still sleeping, right?
Adam Deal, voice of everything ProView, is without a doubt still in bed.
Especially the commercials. He's on all of them.
If the show is on, then he is in bed. It airs at 11 a.m. Monday through Friday.
It's a tough day at the office, 11:15 to 2:30. That man works hard.
He living the dream, one Adam Deal, proud supporter of the program and ourselves. Sebastian, you've been calling high school athletics in Albuquerque for multiple years.
Right.
You have a strong passion for it, and early on in your life, you identified as a broadcaster, not an athlete. So because of that, you got into the booth.
Well played. Yes, here I am in the booth.
And from the booth, you can break down all, and correct me if I'm wrong because I'm new to town. I need you to explain to me APS, high school football, like I'm 5 years old. There's 13 teams and maybe parochial schools, and they all play each other for different titles because they all have 1,500 kids, but for some reason they're in different classes. Make it make sense to me, my friend.
Well, a lot of that was not exactly right, but so APS has what you could consider your old powerhouse schools, which kind of reside in District 1. You have
This is so interesting to me.
Right, La Cueva, El Dorado, Manzano, who might have a decent year this year, right? And then there's everyone else, which is there's not a chance basically that they'll win the title, right?
Hear that, kids?
And I mean, the best team doesn't always win. I mean, you know that. You're a Cardinals fan. So, the best team doesn't win the World Series all the time. But in football, and I think in New Mexico, you're going to see the championship will come out of the top 4 teams. There's no chance for any other team to win.
So you're telling me right now.
That's a bold stance.
Yeah.
It's a hard line.
Scratch the whole
hasn't even
season.
started yet.
Yeah, just cancel it. Move to basketball, which moved the needle in this town.
It's a basketball state, I've learned to find early. A lot of these kids, here's a question. Do prep athletes in Albuquerque play multiple sports? Or is it this weird mindset where you are one thing only?
Insider alert here. So I talked to basketball coach Joe Coleman a couple of years ago at a local watering hole, I think you guys call it on the Claim. Right? Watering hole, right? I think I've heard that, yeah. And
it's not in my lexicon.
All right. Okay, all right.
It's true, he does say that all the time.
Okay, I've heard it. So
He's playing
viewer
coy.
right here,
Yeah.
one viewer.
I say it constantly.
Right. So he tells me in a moment of honesty that the only way his school, which is Valley High School, can compete at anything is if they share their athletes, right? And he was lamenting that sometimes that doesn't go on. So you see the schools that do kind of dominate.
Share their athletes like
Bite your tongue.
Like after the football season,
multiple
you go to
sports,
school?
right? You're multiple sports, like the question you just posed just a couple seconds ago, right? So Cleveland, Rio Rancho, they do a lot of that. The other schools maybe not so much. So, I mean, you do see it. You see a lot. You see it more at Cleveland and at Rio Rancho than you do anywhere else, but. It happens. You see, of course, we have Jordan Bird, who's fastest guy in New Mexico, and so he'll be the star at Manzano High School this year. And really, the hopes of APS, as you put it, will that's going to be on Manzano. I think Manzano's maybe the last team that could bring home a state championship out of the city. If it's not for Manzano, and I think we're going to have a look at some of Jordan Bird's highlights here, but if it's not for Manzano this year, maybe La Cueva. The title's going to constantly come either from the south, which is Las Cruces, Mayfield, or Rio Rancho and Cleveland. I think those are the teams that are going to battle for the title for years to come. And the reason being that the numbers just aren't there. I don't know how things were in St. Louis, but
first look at this kid. He's really fast.
Oh, he's amazing.
Dude's really fast.
Yeah, I mean,
that's my expert analysis on this.
This guy is a Adam Deal catchphrase waiting to happen. I mean, he stays up at night in front of the mirror just thinking of I called this game with him, but he was looking down at his paper, so I don't think Adam called this play. But
well, bird is the word. But great birds of fire. I can it's not coming to me.
Papa Umau Mau.
That's a good one. Give me his measurables. He looks soaking wet. He looks to be about 125 pounds. Is that right?
A little. No, he's actually. You get up next to him. He's a little bigger than that.
Okay.
But so fastest guy in New Mexico won the 100 meters state also. Ooh. Competed in the Great Southwest. Competed in I believe the Don Kirby as well, the track and field invitation.
Oh, Donald Kirby's still doing his.
Heck of a dude.
I guess that's a thing, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, that's the last hope for the city, really. Everywhere else, numbers are kind of dwindling down, right? You have powerhouses like La Cueva. Traditionally, their numbers are going to El Dorado, which their coach used to brag about maybe 120, 130 kids going out for football. That just doesn't happen anymore. You move to the city here in District 4, most of these teams in District 4, your Albuquerque High, your Highland, teams like that, they don't even field 3 teams, so they don't have a C team of varsity to JV, so the numbers crunch there, And then you go out to Cleveland, you go out to Rio Rancho. Well, you will never be able to go because those are Adam Deal specials, so we won't ever be able to do that.
No. If there's a spotlight,
right?
It refused to be shared.
Right, well, yeah. I mean,
what if you catch him when he's staring in the mirror and you just cut in front of him in line?
It's really smart. His vanity will be the death of him.
Yeah.
As it was written biblically whenever Adam Deal was put in.
Right. Yeah. So, but if you ever go there, the facilities are just amazing. Almost JUCO-like, and so they have all these built-in advantages. They're allowed to hire more assistant coaches, so more coaches per team. Obviously, that's a huge advantage. They don't have the travel restrictions APS has. So if an APS school has to play in the playoffs and travel, let's say to Clovis, APS requires that they travel the day of the game, right? And that can be tough. Cleveland and Rio Rancho, they can go there the night before, stay at a hotel. So there's all these restrictions. Everything's pretty much built for Cleveland and Rio Rancho to dominate and win. Now there's going to be a third high school opening up out there in Rio Rancho, so we'll see what happens then.
Is this just a funding issue? They're so much better funded?
Right. Yeah. APS is just this giant district with so many schools, and then you have Rio Rancho Public Schools with their 2 high schools.
And they're completely autonomous. Okay.
So, in your opinion, Rio Rancho wins everything all the time forever and become the hated empire?
Yeah, no, I mean, well, I know Cleveland's kind of there, right? So there's definitely, at least there's 2, which makes it nice that there's not just one. But Rio Rancho had an undefeated season once before, coming off a state title, and they kind of struggled the following year. So they're going to hope that doesn't happen this year.
There's your at or near as best recap you'll ever find on Albuquerque High School athletics for at least the 2016 season. When we come back, we're going to tell you about changes around the city, who's coaching where, who's not coaching, star players who have left, and who we think might rise and shine this new season here on The Claim.
Ladera Golf Course. Open in 1980, Ladera features a full 18 including spacious greens, a large driving range, roomy practice putting greens, and 4 large lakes. Surrounding Ladera, beautiful views of the Sandia Mountains to the east and volcanoes to the west. Ladera is a challenging city-owned course with the longest playing yardage of any other city courses. For weekend tee times and more information, call 505-836-4449. VR Junkies is a virtual reality arcade. We specialize in all things VR, from the simple phone-based headsets to cutting-edge full-body motion systems. Check us out at the Coronado Mall. VR Junkies. Looking for some exhilarating fun? It's at All Out Zone. All Out Zone showcases Nerf dart tag games from team elimination battles to human versus zombies, pitting two teams against each other in fun, organized chaos with trained referees, music, and a full arsenal of Nerf blasters. You need team parties, birthday parties. We can customize the party to fit your needs. Visit us at the Coronado Mall. Give us a call, 505-444-6964. All Out Zone.
Folks, there's no other way but to be all in. Either he's Lord of all or he is not Lord at all. And you can experience the real and authentic, true life change that only God can provide to humanity. See, when we truly encounter Jesus and purpose to know him and follow his teachings, # life change will occur.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Our interns here at ProView Sports Network get pretty competitive. Rivalries are real. So with the big matchup between the El Dorado Eagles and the La Cueva Bears, time to make my pick here on the ProView Rundown. I'm going to go with the El Dorado Eagles. You know, I'm going to change my decision, and I'm going to go with the La Cueva Bears. They're feeling it. All right, hey, calm down. Guys, you do it every time. This is ridiculous. You know what? I'm going to be in makeup.
Football's back right here on ProView Sports Network. All the best rivalries, all the best action, every game on ProView Sports Network, Comcast 26, and the game of the week on My 50 TV.
Welcome back to The Claim. Sorry to come back from break so suddenly, guys, but what had happened was I gave the boat back and all was forgiven.
It's the same reason I'll never get to watch The Little Mermaid again.
Whole new world. Mm-hmm. High school football kicks off this weekend here in Albuquerque, and what we are doing here on The Claim is discussing changes, head coaching, star players, and possibilities for teams in the community. Our special guest, Sebastian Noel, Seabass.
It's good to have you, man.
Yeah, I'm glad to finally make it.
I love the way I feel next to you, as opposed to when I'm standing next to like that Adam deal.
Yeah, a little warmer. I'm not afraid to share the desk. I didn't spend an hour in makeup or the mirror.
Ooh, fire.
A little inside baseball.
Yeah, well.
A little inside baseball there.
What about football, guys?
Coaching changes across
Well done.
Albuquerque Public Schools. Do you think any of the shuffling here at the top, Sebastian, is going to affect any outcomes whatsoever in any of the classes here in Albuquerque this upcoming season?
Well, 2 of the changes in 6A, Highland has a new head coach.
Right.
and Rio Grande has a new head coach. But those are two teams that are just, they're not going to contend. They're going to be struggling to win games. I think the one to watch will be at St. Pius. St. Pius went out on top last year.
Defending 5A champion.
That's right. The Sartans of St. Pius. San Juan Mendoza retired. He'll be joining me in the booth on Friday, by the way.
Who knew?
That's a good
Nice
get.
plug, right?
Yeah, who knew?
Yeah.
What game are you calling?
Rio Rancho, believe it or not, and Mayfield.
Yeah, it's so crazy because I'm calling the St. Pius game.
Yeah.
So it would make
more sense.
It would make more sense.
Right. Well, I think there would be a conflict there. But anyway, I think we're taking a look at some of Drew Ortiz's highlights here. So they have to replace Drew Ortiz, which 60 touchdowns I think last year. Just
how many?
Some crazy number. Yeah, it was.
You're making stuff.
No, possibly, but it's an ungodly amount. Yeah.
I've never done anything 60 times.
Well, that's true.
I should have put him on my fantasy roster.
He
sounds good.
And if you take a look at him, I mean, it's not just on the ground, but he can throw the rock. And so they're replacing him. A couple of his receivers have graduated. They do return Ryan Magaha. And
Good name.
yeah,
Great name.
it's a good announcer name too. You know, there's one that just rolls off the tongue.
Magaha.
Yeah, exactly. And they do. So new head coach there, Coach Montoya, taking over for Coach Mendoza. He's been on the staff for a long time. So they had a quarterback battle that I think Pavia won, and Pavia's brother was a quarterback last year at Albuquerque High. So that'll be the one coaching change to watch. The other one being Clovis. So Eric Roanhouse retired after almost 30 years at Clovis, and so they're going to go from the old school ground and pound Roanhouse ball to trying to air it out a little bit, and that's always such a tough transition, right? They tried that transition at La Cueva a couple of years back when Coach Back got a new assistant coach, Rico Marcelli. They tried to change the offense, and they kind of struggled for a couple of years. But Clovis in the preseason poll that Adam Deal created, just Adam Deal, top 5 team, right? Clovis.
I'm a big Clovis guy.
Right, but that
Deep regal purple.
So-
It's a good color.
And excuse me, I was a little confused. So Rico Suave is coming and done what?
Rico Marcelli.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Right. No, okay, my mistake.
You're new to the show.
So he became the offensive coordinator at La Cueva, and it was a rough transition. So kudos to Clovis that people will think they'll have such a good year trying to install a new offense with a new coach.
Can they call the new offense the Purple Rain?
I don't see why they
That's
couldn't.
the best idea.
I love homages.
I'm a big Purple Rain guy, if I didn't tell you that already. By the way, the Battle of the Bands.
Yes.
Morris Day demolished Prince, and everybody knows that. Did you see Purple Rain?
Adam Deal, please get a poll up. Did was Prince demolished?
By Morris Day in the Time, which he was.
He'll get to the bottom of this. Adam loves his poll. He'll get it up, and we'll get 4 choices, and he'll answer this question.
As long as it gets a lot of attention.
Yeah, well, yeah.
He'll put it out there.
How's Carlsbad going to do this year?
That's a must.
You know anything about Carlsbad?
Yeah, again.
I'm from Carlsbad.
Are you?
I left remnants, I left shards of my knee on that field.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, the thing I'll say about Carlsbad's football team is that Carlsbad's a baseball school.
Not so hot this year, huh?
Very kind.
Yeah.
We'll talk about Carlsbad on the baseball preview.
Yes.
So
they'll be prominently featured in the baseball show.
the Fighting Carls.
Cavemen.
Caveman.
What did I say?
Mighty caveman. The Carls.
Which is way
Hey,
better
let's talk football.
the Linneys. So whenever, excuse me, I apologize. So our coaching changes are there. That's fine. It's happened. But for real, to me, it's players on the field. I don't care about the leadership behind them. Talk to me about we had some departing quarterbacks that were really featured throughout the league, and then who we feel like are going to be able to step up and kind of fill those voids. And will they be able to? Well, and like you were talking about the Rams earlier at Rio Rancho, will they be able to keep competing for what you deem to be an obvious state championship?
Right. Well, Rio Rancho lost their quarterback, Nick Little, but that's not their biggest loss. Their biggest loss was Josh Foley, running back. He's probably going to walk on at New Mexico State. Probably be a redshirt year for him. They really haven't said, but there was talks about Foley maybe playing this year behind their starter, but I don't really think that's going to happen. But they're replacing Nick Little. Cleveland, which will be a contender to Rio Rancho, so their quarterback Trujillo goes out injured in the semifinals, I believe, maybe quarterfinals playoff game that we did. So he'll be back, and Really, Cibola lost a quarterback. That's going to hurt them. And Dylan Gassaway graduating. And, of course, the big one, Drew Ortiz, that we mentioned earlier.
I like those jerseys. Who is that?
That's Rio Rancho.
Those are sharp, man.
There's something to be said about uniforms.
There's the white on white, so I'm hoping that doesn't happen on Friday, the white numbers, white jersey.
Just because you want to be able to read names and numbers?
Yeah, that's always nice. So
are they basically the Oregon Ducks of Albuquerque?
They are, yes. They have the athletes, the coaches, and the money. And thus the uniforms.
Baylor guy myself. Really flashy colors.
I could see that,
yeah,
for obvious reasons.
There's a lot of things that have gone on at Baylor where I'm like, this is a good program.
You see this Foley kid. So this is the game against El Paso Americas. So this is a team that was from Texas that actually had pretty good rush defense, and he shredded them up for a 99-yard gain there. So it's pretty impressive with Rio Rancho that they're replacing Foley, they're replacing their quarterback Nick Little, but they're still the preseason #1 team. Now they'll have another Bruer at quarterback. So the older brother Easton Bruer was the quarterback before Little. Now his younger brother Logan takes over at quarterback there. So that's
nice. Got a little legacy.
Rio Rancho is kind of the legacy school. They have the Pattersons in basketball, and then the Bruers in football. So Las Cruces, the team really we haven't talked about. For obvious reasons, we don't live in Las Cruces, nor would we want to visit frequently. It's a nice place. Occasionally, it's one of those couple times a year, maybe for a concert.
I have no idea where it's even at.
Well, imagine that.
I used to live in Las Cruces. I'm a big Las Cruces guy.
Yeah.
I heard you left shards of your knee on the field.
No, that's Carlsbad.
Oh.
No, not in Cruces.
But Cruces has arguably the best two skill players returning in Ivan Molina and Brandon Baeza. So that's a team that a lot of Southerners will have as the #1 going into the season. I just don't think you can move the state champions off that #1 line, especially if they have such a strong team coming back.
Well, the neatest thing, because I actually heard they shut down the city during high school football. It's gas stations aren't even open. So if you're going to commit a robbery, there's the time. When we come back, our final segment, Who You Got with Sebastian Noel. We're going to tell you what games you make sure you watch every single week, what games you can absolutely avoid, and then how it's all going to play out 3 months from now, and this all was for naught here on the Clay.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network. Hey everyone, Adam Deal here with ProView Networks. Extreme Clean is a proud sponsor and supporter of ProView Networks and all high school sports athletics. Owner Mike McLean and Extreme Clean specialize in carpet cleaning for apartment, realty, business, and residential clients. With over 20 years experience, attention to detail and quality customer service matters. For more information, give them a call, 505-221-6440, Extreme Clean.
Our interns here at ProView Sports Network get pretty competitive. Rivalries are real. You two, jeez.
Football's back right here on ProView Sports Network. All the best rivalries, all the best action, every game on ProView Sports Network, Comcast 26, and the game of the week on My 50 TV.
Garden Schwartz Team Sales is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Get into the game. Garden Schwartz Team Sales features fine products and apparel from Wilson, Schutt Sports, Speedline, and Russell Athletics. We offer custom embroidery and screen printing services for all of your school or club needs, from team uniforms to school letter jackets. Specializing in all sports and serving all communities, from big schools to small schools, from up north to down south, or all points in between. Garden Schwartz Team Sales. For great prices, friendly staff, and quality products, call Garden Schwartz Team Sales today at 1-800-880-7767. That's 1-800-880-7767. Since 1939, Garden Schwartz Team Sales is a proud supporter of New Mexico youth athletics.
So anyways, the next semester, they didn't ask me back to be a male model.
Of course they didn't.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Pantomiming skills through the roof. Who you got, Sebastian?
Well, it would be foolish to talk up Rio Rancho the whole episode and then pick against them.
Okay,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, so I will stick with Rio Rancho in 6A.
I got Rio Rancho too.
Yeah.
Just after seeing their jerseys from that footage.
I'm a Cleveland guy.
You going Cleveland?
Yeah, I feel like Cleveland's the mark here.
The high school in Rio Rancho or the city in Ohio?
Yes, a lot going on with Cleveland in the news, so I feel like we might as well ride that momentum.
Okay.
Interesting fact, actually, Asian Robert Lee got reassigned to a game in Ohio.
Is that real?
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
So,
if there's a game that needs a broadcaster,
and Adam's not available.
Which is exactly where I was going.
Oh, okay.
With this.
Right. My mistake.
How quickly does ESPN call like Scott Galletti?
Oh, almost instantly, I would think.
He's on speed dial.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
He already took the call.
Yes.
He already took.
Already faxed the resume.
How are we doing on time?
It's done.
It's 6A is the most. 5A is the second most.
There's 6A now?
Yeah.
I should read the paper. Sebastian, big paper guy.
Well, it was there.
If it's lying around.
Yeah.
If you have read the paper within the last month, raise your hand. You're such
guilty as charged.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm really into Calvin
I thought I was
Hobbes.
the oldest one here.
You got a favorite strip?
I'm sorry. As in cartoon? Or like stripper move?
However you interpret the question.
I can't answer that on air.
Sebastian, you got a favorite strip?
Oh, I would prefer not to incriminate myself either. Yeah.
St. Pius, I think, is my 5A, defending champ.
That's going out there.
Yeah.
That's spoken like you have not done a lot of 5A research.
What's the school with the super fast kid?
Well,
Monzano?
That's Monzano.
I'm going Monzano.
That's 6A.
Close. Never mind.
Close.
We're staying with the jerseys.
So, Seabass, could you be the expert here? Who do you got in the 5A?
There seems to be a lot of rumbling out of Belen, so I don't know if that's.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm going to just go play it safe and go with Artesia because they win every year that St. Pius doesn't. Right?
St. Pius is up now.
Right? The Bulldogs of Artesia.
Cool stadium.
The Bulldog Bowl. That's right.
Yeah,
there you go. Yeah.
Cool stadium.
So when in doubt, just pick Artesia.
Constructed by Spanish conquistadors in 1864, the Bulldog Stadium in Beneld. Where was it at?
Artesia.
Yeah.
Belen was the other school, which is
Beneld?
Which is
that's not even a real word.
The name of the school is a verb. I'm not going to blend a school.
Belen is a beautiful suburb just outside of Albuquerque.
Blend.
Would you say that's an accurate description?
A suburb?
A beautiful suburb.
Oh, they got a really adorable downtown area.
Oh yes.
Really cool.
To the gems.
Take the rail runner right to Belen and go for a walk sometime.
So I'll do it.
Two of the gems of the Southwest, Las Lunas.
You might like it more. You might like it more than Santa Fe.
Does
right?
4A get a champ, or they just gloss over it?
They do. They get a champ. Yeah. I don't know who that will be.
Cool. Not sweating 3A, 2A, or whatever. Whoever's left. Do they play?
Well, there's like 6-man and 8-man.
That's what I was about to get to.
Right, and then there's
our 6-man preview this Friday. Forget Mayweather McGregor.
Well, I was told once by Adam Deal, if you're going to make it in this business, kid, you forget about 4A, 3A, 2A, and 1A.
It's in the mission statement.
Hear that, Mom and Dad? Sebastian Noel, Seabass, thank you for coming on the program today. For Van Nunley, I am Fred Slow. When we come back tomorrow, we're going to tell you, I don't know what's going on this weekend, here on The Claim.
It's a good outro, man.
I like it.